Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we will be looking at Micronaut Configuration, how to read a YAML file, which is the default file in Micronaut, but you can still use properties files as well to read the configurations. So we will see how we can read the configurations in our application. Let's create a project over here. So I'm using a command. So you can also use a command or UI or IntelliJ or Visual Studio, whichever you want. So I'm just using the command. This command will create a project for me with the name configuration. Let's create this one. So if we can see, a configurations application has been created on this folder. Let's open the project in IntelliJ and we'll see how to configure all those things. So let's open the project where the folder is been created. So I have project in this one, so I'm just opening that one, so it will open the project for you. Now by default this is the Micronaut applications, and you will have application.yaml to configure all your configuration over here, or either you can have properties files, but the application .yaml is the default one because YAML is the more readable format over here. So if we just run this application, it is a default Micronaut applications which starts very fast and is running on 8080. Now the configurations are required in many of the scenarios based on the different environments. Even we can create an application for dev, productions, or any other stages, and we might have different properties for each environments. In some of the cases we might need our application to read this file, and we will see over here how we can read this file. So for example, you can either read any of these, because I think this is Neti and Micronaut application. These are the default, that is the Micronaut framework is already reading these configurations for us. It's on the library, and if you dig into the library you will find these configurations the Micronaut framework is using somewhere. So I will just add these properties: teams names, player names. So I will just add these properties and we'll see how we can read these properties. For that, let's create a package here called configuration. Then if you see, these are all objects in Java. This is a list of a string for this object, and for this one this is a list of again a string. So we need to create these objects, right? So for that, either you can create a Pozo class, which is the default Java class, like I'll just give this one a team configuration. Either you can create a Java class or you can create a record, but if you create a Java class you need to create all those setters, getters, and toString and hash code over here. But if you create a record class, you don't need to think about that one, because it will create for you in the compile time. So the boiler code you don't need to write, or ID you don't need to generate. So I'm just creating a record with of name of this one, and we will have a property name color. This is a string. Then we have another one string with color, then player names. Now the player names is the list of a string, so we need to create something like this. And again we have another one, list of string. We have player managers. So this is the property we have configured based on this one, but to read that, to map over here, we need to use this configurations property. This is comes from Micronaut context annotations, and we will tell what property it needs to map. So in our case it is a team, so we use that team. Now we want want to see how we can read this one on this one, so I will create a controller for this one so that we can get from the UI or API thing. So I will just write a configuration controller, and I will create a Java class. I will annotate this one with controller, and default will be slash. Yeah. So I need to do a dependency injection over here for that. So I will do a dependency injection for this one, theme configurations. Now we need to initialize this one in the constructor, all those things. So ID can do for us. I will create one get method, which is again from the Micronaut annotations, and it's the default one. Yep. So I will just use theme configuration. This is the return type, and get theme configuration. So we have done a dependency injection, and we are just reading this one. So I'll put a breakpoint over here to see how we can do. So we'll run this application in debug mode. Now it is running on 8080, and see we have a controller with default slash. So if we browse this one, it will directly hit to this controller because we don't have anything on the URL. It's empty, so it's the default one for this one. So if it comes to here, it comes to here because of the get method. So if we just browse this one, since I am browsing on that one, so see if it comes to here, and if you see, we can get all the names of the players, whatever the configuration it has. On this browser, it's hitting 8080, and the debug comes here. So if I continue on this one, and if I go to browser, I can see the name of this one. So this is how we can read configurations in Micronaut applications. For more videos, please subscribe to my channel and update it too.